Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have no problems with the four pieces of legislation you discussed. I think they're all important, and I think they're non-controversial. But I do have problems on other issues related to this committee, and maybe you can help me out here. It has been 288 days since Robert F. Kennedy, the Secretary of Health and Human Services, has testified in front of our committee. And I think that is of concern to all members of this committee. Obviously, there have been a lot of changes. I am deeply concerned about what Kennedy and his team are doing with regard to vaccines and other areas. Can you give us an update as to whether or not Kennedy is in fact going to keep his word? I think he made a commitment to you that he would come before this committee. Can you give us a status report on that?
He did make a commitment to all of us that he would come to this committee. We have requested his presence. Of course, I cannot put a gun to his head and show up, but they've assured us that they will come, and we anticipate that in the near future. That's the best I can do for you. But we continue to ask the Secretary to honor that commitment.
All right, I trust and I know that your staff is working hard to make that happen. But I would hope I speak for every member of this committee that he has an obligation to come before this committee and to respond to the questions that the American people have. So I look forward to working with you on that, but let's see if we can get him here. In a similar way, I have concerns about the Secretary of Education. There's another issue, and I think it is also an issue that every member of the committee is concerned with, and it's kind of bipartisan, and that is we pay by far the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs. I live 50 miles away from the Canadian border. On several occasions, I've taken Vermonters and Americans over the border to buy drugs for 1/10 the price that they're being sold in America. And I think nobody in this committee, thinks that makes any sense whatsoever. We've made progress under the Biden administration, beginning the first time to negotiate prescription drug prices. Clearly, we have a long way to go. I have legislation which is somewhat in the ballpark of what Trump is talking about. It basically says that in the United States, we should not be paying more on average than what other major countries pay for prescription drugs. I was going to offer that amendment, but I understand we have a commitment that we will at least have a hearing to talk about the high cost of prescription drugs. Is that correct?
We absolutely will have a hearing about the high cost of prescription.
We've got a date, I think, established for that.
And we have a date.
Good, okay. Well, with those commitments that we're going to work together to make sure that Secretary McMahon and Secretary Kennedy come here, that we'll have a hearing on the high cost of prescription drugs legislation that I've offered. I am not going to offer amendments. I think there may be some other Democrats who will, but that's where I'm coming from. Thank you.
Thank you.